All right, let's talk about a huge shift happening in AI right now. It's called Agentic AI, and it's not some far-off concept anymore. This is tech that's jumping out of the research labs and into the real world, and honestly, it's going to change things a lot.
So you've probably used an AI that can answer a question or help you write an email, right? We're all getting used to that. But imagine if that same AI could take your request and then just go do it. Not just one step, but a whole complex task all by itself. That's the massive leap we're talking about here.
So let's get right into it. To really wrap our heads around the good and the bad, we first need to understand what makes this type of AI so different, so powerful.
Okay, at its heart, the key word for agentic AI is autonomy. We're used to AI that just reacts to what we type, but an AI agent, it's all about the goal. You give it an objective, and it starts to think. It figures out the steps, makes a plan, and then goes and executes it. Wild, right?
This chart nails the difference perfectly. Think of reactive AI, like ChatGPT, as a really smart conversation partner. You ask, it answers. But agentic AI, that's more like a digital coworker. You could tell it, hey, research our top 3 competitors and put together a report, and it would actually go and do the whole thing from start to finish.
So how does it do all that? Well, it comes down to these 4 core capabilities. These agents can reason about a goal, plan out all the little subtasks, and then execute that plan using real-world tools. We're talking browsers, databases, you name it. And here's the kicker. They can adapt. If something doesn't work, they learn from it and try a different approach. That's the secret sauce that lets them handle really complex stuff.
Okay, so now let's talk about the exciting part. How does all this translate into real-world potential, especially for businesses? We are seriously looking at a whole new level of productivity.
Just imagine this for a second. An AI agent in your IT department that doesn't just wait for help tickets, but actively finds and fixes problems before anyone even knows they exist. Or in HR, an agent that handles the entire messy onboarding process for a new employee. We're not talking about simple automation here. These are entire complex workflows being handled from start to finish.
And look, this isn't just some tech fantasy. The business world is paying very close attention. A recent report found that 62% of executives expect agentic AI to deliver a return on investment of over 100%. They actually think it's going to have a bigger, faster impact than even generative AI did. That's huge.
But, and you knew there was a but. Here's the flip side. That exact same autonomy, that ability to reason, plan, and execute can be used for some really bad stuff. Your perfect AI coworker could also be the perfect AI criminal.
And this isn't theoretical. This quote from the AI safety researchers at Anthropic, it's chilling. They're not saying it could be weaponized. They're saying it has been. These systems aren't just helping hackers anymore. They're carrying out the attacks themselves.
So an attacker can now basically tell an AI agent, go infiltrate company X, and then just walk away. The agent can scan social media for targets, craft a phishing email that looks unbelievably real, and once it's inside a network, it can adapt its tactics on the fly to find whatever it's looking for. It can even create malware that literally rewrites its own code to avoid being caught. This enables attacks at a speed and scale that we have just never, ever seen before.
And we're already seeing the financial fallout. The average cost of a data breach has now climbed to nearly $5 million. And experts are pretty clear that a big reason for that jump is these new AI supercharged attacks. They're just more sophisticated, and they cause way more damage.
So with this incredible upside and this really scary downside, what do? Where do we go from here? Well, the answer isn't to hit the brakes on innovation. It's to be much, much smarter about building in safety and control right from the start.
The path forward really relies on good old-fashioned security principles. It means you have to build security into the AI's core design, not just bolt it on at the end. It also means you absolutely have to keep a human in the loop for the important decisions. And finally, you have to operate with a zero-trust mindset. Every single thing the agent does gets verified and tracked. This all leads to this really cool idea of human-agent hybrid teams. Basically, you let the AI agent do the heavy lifting, maybe 90% of the work, like sorting through thousands of data points. But you design the system so that it has to stop and ask for a human's approval before making a final call or when it runs into something weird. It's about combining the lightning speed of AI with the wisdom and judgment of a person.
And all of this brings us right back to the central tension of agentic AI. This is a technology whose greatest strength is also its greatest weakness. It's all about that duality.
Look at this. On one side, you have the ultimate productivity tool, right? An AI coworker that can totally revolutionize how we work. But on the other side, you've got an autonomous weapon capable of creating chaos. Our entire future with this technology really hinges on our ability to crank up that promise while keeping a tight lid on the peril.
And this leaves us with what might be the hardest question of them all. When one of these autonomous agents makes a decision that causes real harm, who's to blame? Is it the person who coded it, the person who deployed it, the company that owns it? This is so much bigger than just a tech problem. It forces us to ask some really fundamental legal and ethical questions about what responsibility even means anymore.